Good afternoon. If you can remember in the last class, this is exactly what I was able to do with HTML5 using grid system. And if you can remember, after I did the first section, I pasted another section to my code. As you can see that immediately after I finished this section where I used the same image, the three images, I pasted another section that stops here. Now, what is really so special about this? The first image, I kept it in div. Then different tests, I also kept it in what? In div. Then another different test, I also kept it in what? In div. Why am I doing this? Because like the illustration that I gave you in the last time, that if you want to travel and you have different loads, plates, raw foods, and some other things, you can easily package things that are similar into different nylon so that it will be very easy to place at the back of the boat. So div is the nylon. Do you understand? So that's why you will discover that the image itself, I kept it in a separate div. Fine, even though in the second and the third div there are tests, but because I want it to be packaged separately, that's why I kept it in another what? In another div. And in this level, you must understand how to use your headings. What did I mean by headings? Your H1, H2, H3, H4 to H6. Now you see that the outlet, because I want the outlet to be big, let me show you on the screen. Because I want the outlet to be bold, so I made it what? H3 headings. The contact to be bold, I make it what? H3. The opening hour, H3. The email address, H3. So they are headings. Then the other ones I kept it in what? Paragraph. That means under each heading there are two tests that is being separately kept in a paragraph. That's just the simple thing that I did. So let's go back to the code. Can you see outlets PP, then H3 for contact, that's the heading, P for tail, another P for excess, another P for Ramford. Do you understand? So it will make your site to be very simple and it will make it to be easy to load. That's one of the advantage of this HTML5. Now, after I've done this, the next thing is what? I kept everything in a section. Now, let's see what will happen. Let's see how it will look like. Did you see that? It's just straight. That's why I always tell you mobile first. With no or little effort, I might not need to even style the what. I might not need to style the mobile. But in order to perfect it, because you can see that part of the image is still inside. Do you get it? So what I will do is that I will easily go back to my style. If you remember what I told you, September style. On getting there, so by the time I get there, I will just, let me just copy this, sorry, this first section. Please, Heritage, come and pick this call. Tell the person I'm in a class. So this is the first section, and what I want to work on, pick the call that I'm in a class. Now, in this case, this is for the second section, so I'll put what? 2. And in this case, I only have issue with my image, so that's why I will still leave the word img. So what I want to happen is that maybe the width is 100%. Okay, let's decide. In some cases, I can decide the width. Let's say I want to use the width to be 200 px, and the height and the height, I want it to be 200 px. So let's see what will happen. Let me see if there will be any changes at all. Are you following? On the norms, let me show you something. Let me try to reduce it. Okay, let me leave the width to 100%. So that will not be deformed. Let me increase the height a little bit. Are you getting me? For what? For medium screen. Now after that, you will see that the next guy, the next div is actually too close to it. So I can actually give it a margin bottom, possibly 50 px. Can you see? So that there will be a little space. Exactly. And if it is too much, I can easily still go back there. Possibly, I want to make it 30 px. So if what I will just do is that I'm going to give you a class work in which you can take your time to work on it in order to perfect it. Okay. So, sorry, they just brought the light. I'm trying to. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's continue. So now, it's not really my major concern. I've taught you on CSS, just perfect it the way you want it to look like. But my major concern is how it's going to spread for the bigger screen. That is my major concern. So how will I do that? That means I will go back to my responsive September what? Responsive. On getting to September responsive, the simple thing is I just copy this. Control C and what? Control V. I will now change everything to what? End of type what? 2, because that's the second section. 2. Then lastly, 2. Am I making any sense? Immediately I change it to end of type 2222, you'll see what will happen. Let's save and see what will happen for bigger screen. You guys should clap for yourself. Can you see that automatically it's what? It spread and it arranged each of the div for each of the section. And I believe you love what you are saying. Oh, you might feel that I want to make it a little bit different so that they will not feel that the first section is the same with the second section. I can give the second section a what? A background. How will I do that? I can go and put it in, because if I put it in this thing, I think it should affect the two. September style, the normal style is for mobile. So I'll just look at me. I'll just, oh, sorry. Just come like this. Section ends, end of what? Still ends of type what? 2. Open curly brace, close curly brace. I'll give a background what? Background color. My background is correct. Background color. Just pick one color here to manage. Terminate. Let's see what will happen. Fresh. Exactly. So now, what I'm saying is that even though to a very good extent, it's still okay, but I've not yet perfected it. As you can see, that each of the div are too close to the top. So what will I do? I will go back. Definitely, let me first deal with the big screen. That means I'll go to my what? September responsive. So when I get to September responsive, normally you should call it responsive. I don't, because I have another file known as response. That's why I named it on September responsive. Then I'll just give it to each of them. So this one is for 800 px. So that means, let's just say margin top. What do I call it? Margin top. Let's try 30 px. So that means I'll give it to each of the screen sizes. Let's try. If it's not okay, so that we can adjust it and make sure. Oh, sorry, I'm making mistake. I'm making a big mistake. Margin top. Let me give it padding. Padding top. Because it's doing it to the outside. That's why I change it to padding. Padding top. Fresh. Did you see what I did? I think by now you should understand the difference between margin. Margin is the outside the div. Padding is within. You understand? So that is why I'm able to achieve this with this singular act. Now, after I've done that, I can also style each of the H stuff. So how will I do that? That is the outlet, the major H3. Outlet is H3, opening hour is H3, contact is H3, then which other one? I can't even remember. So the next thing I will do is that I'll just go back. Mere doing it in mobile first, it will work for everything. So that means section, come here, Control C. Okay, I'll just copy that too. I don't need to use background. I'll delete what is inside. So I'll just put what? H3. Are you following how this works? Because H3, I'm talking to what? That H3 is inside the what? The section. So that's why I say H3. Then I will now give it what? I'll give it, because maybe I want to give it color. Let's say I want to give it color. Just give me as example color blue. That's for the text color. Let's see what will happen. But if it does not work, I know what I will do. Okay, let me reduce. Okay, Okay, it has not. So the simple thing I would do is that, let me try this. Let me use ordinary space. H3 color blue. Can you see? There's no need of putting the greater than sign. So is that clear? So from there you can give it margin bottom so that it's going to come down a little bit. What did I mean by margin? So that margin bottom, so that for each of the H3, the paragraph under it will not be too close to it. So what will I do? I'll still come to the same place. If I'm still talking to H3, I'll say margin what? Margin bottom. For margin bottom, I can give it what? I'll just give it 10 px. Let's see. Aha, can you see? So then, the one at the top is okay. But did you notice something for the one at the down? Because the margin button is okay, but they are still closer to the text that is upward. So what will you do? The simple thing I will do is coming to see and child. Coming. And child. And child. For the H3, I think it's the third one. I've not made mistake. Coming. Oh, sorry. I didn't make mistake, sir. H3, I put colon. I hope you understand the meaning of what I just did. That is margin top. I will explain what I just did. Margin top 10 px. Let me show you so that I will explain to you what I just did. End child. Okay, if end child is not working, let me try end of type what? End of type 3. I think this one should work. Contact margin top should work. Come, let me check it on mobile. And oh, to open our end of type. Top 40. But so that I will not waste time, let me just explain what I'm actually trying to do. It's very possible that you can have many H3, but I'm talking for the H3 that is the third one. That's what I'm actually trying to do. Maybe it's not working. Try it to work. So please just take your time to experiment all I've done, and I can assure you that you will still be able to do the same thing. So thanks so much. Yeah.